Hello, everyone, to another amazing office hours session. I'm so excited to see you guys. I see Soy Valentino is here. I feel like you're one of our regulars now. I see you all the time. I'm so excited to have you here. I see Geraldine. Hi, Geraldine. How have you up to? I see Cow. Cow says, hello, good evening. Sasha says, I'm ready for the best hour of the week. Woo-hoo. Sasha, it's so nice to see you. I see MA3 Designer, another regular. I see Daliber says, pause. What does that mean? Haley Kappa says, hello with the cat emoji. Happy Halloween. Yes, today is indeed Halloween, and you can see that I'm rocking some stripes. Can you guess what I am? With me, I have my wonderful friend and awesome effect creator, August. Hi, August. Oh no, did we catch you in the middle of a technical difficulty?
It's so hard to put on with this haircut.
Wow, it looks amazing. What is that,
I mean,
August?
I was born with these.
Oh yeah, sorry. I forgot that I just saw them last week and the week before, and it just didn't magically grow out of your head.
I actually painted these to look like candy corns to match the candy corn monster effect I made a few years ago. Uh,
Did you paint them? I
yeah.
thought it came like that.
No, I
Oh,
painted them.
I absolutely didn't
I
know.
I recreated the entire effect and then I tried to puke candy corn by the end of the night.
What?
Not really. Not
Oh,
really.
this reminds me though, August, didn't you make an effect where if you open your mouth, it detects that your mouth is open and like vomits candy corn?
Yeah, that's this effect. I actually painted my face like a candy corn too and had fangs and everything.
Oh, wow. It's so awesome to see your wonderful headgear. Uh, let me see. Yay, people are starting to get it. Haley Kappa says, I love your zebra costume. Hi, Eduardo. Nice to see you. Happy Halloween. Thank you for sending the heart emojis and the pumpkin emoji. Haley's like, yay, August has a costume too. Cow's like, I love the haircut, man. For those of you who have been tuning into office hours, you know that August used to have a very long hair that drapes all the way until here, like a curtain. But then recently he got a drastic haircut and now he has like a cool buzz on the side and a horn. So,
Oh yeah.
otherwise, anything new in your life? I know that microjam just launched and first time to launch it in Tool as a template.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. I think probably the biggest barrier from microjams to reaching as many people as possible was just that it wasn't right in the tool. And so now that it is, I hope that so many more people can like discover it and come looking for, hey, what is this new thing that you guys are doing?
I
And they won't know that it's been done all along.
And those who have been attending office hours regularly know that we gave a sneak peek of the Microjam project before it launched. So if you're a Microjam fan, you got to come to office hours, you know? This is where we're going to give you all of the sneak peeks. Any sneak peek of anything that's going on with your life? Do you have a personal effect? Anything that you're working on?
Well, I've been doing a lot of tinkering because I sprained my ankle skateboarding 2 weeks ago.
Oh
I haven't left the couch. But I've gotten into a lot of interesting things like Pikmin 1 and playing video games.
no. What kind of video games have you been playing?
Oh, aside from Pikmin 1, the Valorant season just finished, so I had to spend a ton of time chugging through that battle pass to get the fancy knife.
Wow. That's crazy.
And I've also been playing this game where you take care of a flower and you make sure that it stays alive by giving it water, sun, and soil.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's called Garden Guardian.
Oh, it kind of feels like your microjam name.
Oh yeah, I have just been playing my microjam.
Smooth transition. Smooth transition. Okay, we have the first question of the day. If you guys have any questions, you can drop it in our comment section and we'll get to them. So, Oh, our accelerator program just started. I'm super excited. We'll keep you updated on that as well. Uh, First question is from our Discord channel. It is asking about concatenating strings. Is there a way to concatenate strings?
Currently, no,
Oh, really?
there's
I
not a
thought
way.
it, no, not even
No.
using the add node.
Um, let's
I'm not sure
double
as well. Hi
check.
Felipe. Hi Mike. Nice to see you. Hi everybody on the TikTok live side. It seems like we're having a little bit of an audio issue. I'll get on fixing that. But if you want to just visually add the strings, like if you have a name and a number and you just want to put it together on the screen, you can technically do that by adding two different strings. But let us see if August can figure out if there is a way to concatenate strings within.
Um, oh no, it's there we go. Okay. Um, you mentioned with the add node. We'll see. We'll see. I've never heard of this actually. So this would be fancy and interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a reason why everything's going so slow right now.
It's Halloween
Okay.
and the ghosts have haunted
Now let's.
your computer.
um, yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I should just restart a few programs. Maybe I have too many things running. Sorry about this, guys. Trying to work on too many different projects at once, using up all my RAM.
Was that supposed to be a
Um,
pun? Using up all my RAM?
no, but that's a good catch. You made the pun. You, the viewer. That's what art is supposed to be. All right, opening it back up. Hmm. Um, it's going. Let me see. It's chugging. Trying to see if there's anything else I can do. Um,
While August is
seems like
restarting and figuring out this problem, I want to give a shout out to everyone on the TikTok live chat. Hey, Saint Circle, so nice to see you. Saint Circle says, Happy Halloween to our wonderful teachers and all of the magical effect creators. This is so sweet. Thank you, Saint Circle. Sorwan says, Can you make one effect for me? Tell, tell me what kind of effect you want to make, and we'll make it for you. It's your Halloween treat. Ronaldo M says, "Heart face, heart face, heart face." How many heart face is this? There's so many. Okay. Um, let's see. August, did the traffic garbage truck already go by today? Question.
no, I think there's just some people rolling trash cans around outside.
Getting ready for the garbage truck.
They're always eager. They form a line like NASCAR and they cheer every time it goes by.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. I want to do a skull makeup, but I've always had like doing the teeth part is so hard.
Well, I will say that my effect house and everything on my computer is going super slow right
Mm-hmm.
now. But it doesn't appear that add even takes in a string as an argument.
Oh,
I really don't think there's any way. I know that, yeah, I'll just say I don't think there's currently any way.
okay, sounds good. Thank you for answering. We have some questions from the YouTube side as well. Oh, Cal says, can you walk through the new subgraphs added to the asset library, specifically how to set up hand pinch event, hand pinch drag and drop, sign constructor, and sign function?
Yeah, let's take a look.
How you read my
Um,
mind because we just added a whole bunch new assets, visual scripting to our asset library, and I was meaning to do a special episode about that, covering everything
um,
from the new 2D, 3D, and subgraphs.
so let's take a look here in the asset library. If you go to the asset library, you'll see all of these subgraphs that previously existed, and then you'll see a bunch of subgraphs that just kind of have a picture of the node. Um, and so if you click on them, you can see the entire node when it loads. And that will kind of help you get an idea of what the inputs and outputs will be. And maybe you can kind of guess how it works even. Um, so the hand pinch event pairs with the hand pinch drag and drop. And I'll just show you here. And this will be a good enough example that you'll understand all of them. Okay, yeah, it downloaded into here. So let's just drag it into our project. Now you don't really need much. The hand pinch drag and drop is the only one that really needs extra stuff. So let's add that extra stuff. A hand pinch drag and drop is a thing where you can like pinch on the screen and move stuff around. So if we know that, well, you can probably guess that we need a hand tracker to track where the hand is on the screen. Once you have the hand tracker, I would set it to index fingertip. This hand tracker index fingertip is going to give us the position that we move stuff around. So that's like our touch point kind of. So being on the fingertip is important for it to work. So, okay, hand tracker, we'll just select the hand tracker, the hand camera. This is important that it is the same camera. And then the scene object will be a 2D object. We'll just add a screen image. And so notice that this 2D screen image, uses a different camera than the hand tracker is using. The hand tracker, since it has a 3D transform, it needs to use the 3D camera, which is a perspective camera. So that's just why you have to have the hand camera down here, because it's going to be a different camera, so it's going to see space differently. So you just need to make sure you can get the hand tracker's actual position instead of some incorrect position. And then let's move this other stuff out of the way. And then our scene object will just be our screen image here. So scene object, screen image, and then we can name this, we can name it draggable something. Oh no. Okay, draggable object. And then if we make it a little smaller too, that might be helpful. We could even make it smaller, but okay, so it's on the screen, right? We'll try to center it. And then that's all you really need, actually. Just set up these three things. And then once that's set up, my whole computer is running kind of slow today. I need to figure this out. But as you can see, if I make the gesture, it's running too few frames. Oh no. Okay. Let me try to close more windows. We don't need
August, your
Spotify open.
computer is dying, and he's like, too many programs, please let me go.
Yeah, I'm just closing everything I don't need. Okay, so yeah. If you just make this pinch gesture with your hand, it's just not running at a high enough frame rate. Yeah, I'd love. I guess I could show it off with a different drag and drop, but what I really want to show off is how this kind of works. The other parts of this I described in an online video, and I described last week during the office hour. But you can use the snap to center, and you can use the global tracking. I'll let you take a look at the guide online for that. But I just want to show you, if you peek into here, if we can look inside, you'll be able to see it. Okay, there we go. So this hand pinch event, this is the other subgraph that we didn't download because it's already inside of here. Now, if you take a look at the events coming out of it, the start, stay closed, end, and stay open, these are identical to the finger one touch. Okay, that's probably just not gonna. Yeah, they're identical to the one touch node. So they just have the same events. So you could change this this subgraph out for any time that you have a touch node. So if you were to make any interaction where you previously were using touch-based input, you could swap it out for this hand pinch event. And instead of tapping on the screen to select some item or move some object around or anything, you could now use a hand on screen and pinch that object instead of touch it. And then you could you basically do that with any of the other subgraphs we've added to the asset library. And they all come with a pair where there's the event that you could swap out for the touch node, or we've already integrated it into a drag and drop to show an example of how you can integrate these events. So you have all of these drag and drops. You have the mouth drag and drop, the hand pinch drag and drop, and the touch drag and drop. And they all work pretty out of the box. There's nothing you really have to modify. They cover pretty much every situation you would need. Yeah, I hope that answers the question.
I think that is very useful. Cal, if you have any follow-up questions about that, let us know. Where can we find these tutorials about the subgraphs? Let me see if I can find it on our websites. But in the meantime, I'll promise you that we're going to have a tutorial section about each of the subgraphs and the 3D objects and how to use them together. So definitely keep an eye out for that. MA3 Designer has another question. Is it possible to draw on a 3D model like a sphere?
To draw on a 3D model? Well, you could do it a simple way where you create a render texture with a brush. So if we were to add a 2D brush, let's see, 2D, oh no. This is a hard one today. I'm not sure what else I could do other than restart my whole computer. That's what it seems like. It seems like something in the operating system is just. I basically closed all of my programs now. Okay, 2D brush. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get through. I'm not sure exactly what to do with this. I can try restarting Effect House again.
In the meantime, there has been so many awesome chats going on in TikTok Live. Paula Casado from the TikTok Live. Did you just send me cat paws? That is so adorable. In TikTok Live, if you guys haven't joined through TikTok Live, there's an option to send like little gifts. Paula just sent me cat paws. That is so adorable. Fall in Love 69 sent a rose. Other sent heart meme. Thank you so much, guys. But you absolutely don't need to send. But if you do send them, we try to use this and to give out to our creators. So if we ever see you live, we'll send you back all of the wonderful gifts that you guys have sent to us. So if you're an effect creator, go live and show your behind the scenes process of how you make an effect, and we'll have some gifts sending your way. I'm so excited. Wait, guys, I want to know, are you guys dressing up for Halloween? Do you guys already do something fun for Halloween? Let me know what you did. Did you guys dress up as somebody or an animal? Did you guys go to a fun Halloween party? Let us know. Looking for theme on the YouTube side says, "Good evening from Spain." Hi, good evening from Spain indeed. Oh, do you guys know about the newest challenges that's going on? The Halloween challenge, the spooky Halloween challenge is ending tomorrow. It's ending November 1st, and it's your chance to win $25,000. I wonder if I still have this activated. No. Because I'm using a Mac computer, sometimes if I do this or this, it shows a sticker. But today it's, oh, look. Ta-da! Win up to $25,000. That is an awesome opportunity, guys. Submit your effect before November 1st. Oh, have you guys created any fun Halloween? Hey, Beza, I see that you've left a lot of comments for when will the reward center, when will Turkey be included in Effect Creator Rewards? We covered this on another video that we talked all about effect creator rewards, and in that we said like, hey, we are trying our best to expand to other regions as well, but there's just a lot of problems with like making sure, because we have to abide by the regional tax laws. We have to abide by to make sure all of the government regulations are going on. So we are working our best, and I truly want to expand into every other region right now at the moment, but it is very difficult for us. However, we do have plans, and you know what helped us last time to expand to even more regions in such a small amount of time is for all of the people to go to our forums page where you can write your feature request and then say, hey, I would really love Turkey to be included, please do that. And then that actually really helped us, because we could show to our team members like, hey, look at all of the people in this region asking for effect creator rewards. We would love to expand to this region and give it that push. So if you want Turkey to be included, you can go to community.effecthouse.com and then write in the channel like, hey, can you please include Turkey in the regions, and we will make sure to try our best to include it. I hope that was helpful. There are so many chats going on. Let me look around. I'm now looking at the YouTube chat. Neatic Labby says, by the way, I am trying to finish the learning milestones. I've gone through the 3D objects and the face stretch documentation several times, but it doesn't show as completed, so I can't progress further. Oh, I think they're talking about our learning milestone badges. If you guys haven't known, in our website, under the Learn tab, no, under the which tab? Manage tab, there are badges. There's a section called badges, and there you can earn awards or little badges for reading through the learning resource article. That really happens, especially if you open the page and scroll really fast and go to the bottom. My best advice is to completely close the tab or restart Chrome or whatever browser you're using, and then if you leave it open for a couple minutes, I feel like it will mark as getting badged. But if you're still having the progress, let me know. Yeah, let's see. I personally love collecting badges, so I make sure I went through every article and did exactly what you did, and now I 100% relate to you on why you want it. Let me also see if I'm sharing my screen. Ta-da! So for those of you who are interested in what the badges looks like, if you go under manage and you can go under this portion, if you click on it, you can see this channel called badges, and then you can scroll down to creation, growth, effect views, and then you can click on these tabs. Oh, is August back? Hi, August. Welcome back.
I'm on my way.
You're on my way.
Okay. Yeah.
Hi, Buddy 3D MAD. I am Buddy 3D Mad. I'm so excited that you're here. Guys, if you haven't checked out, Buddy 3D Mad has been creating some awesome super viral effects for the Minecraft challenge. So if you haven't been already, go check him out. He is in our TikTok live session, live right now. And Queen has followed our channel. Thank you so much, Queen. Okay, let's go back to August is back with his awesome horns.
Yeah. So the last thing we were doing was just trying to figure out how to draw on like a 3D material.
Mhm.
Now, one thing you'll want to do is you'll want to have a brush set up where you can save a texture to a render texture. So we'll want this 2D camera that's looking at this 2D image to have a render texture to write to. So we'll create a render texture in our assets. And then on the 2D camera, instead of rendering to final render output, we'll render to render texture. And on render texture, now anything that happens on the screen will just go straight to there. I like to do stretch, so the image, as you can see, stretches across the whole screen because we're going to be drawing across the whole screen. And then I'll say set texture to make sure that this texture is set. And just as a hint, you only have to do this once. Once it sets the texture to 2D brushes texture, anything that you do with the brush will automatically be also happening to this 2D texture. So some people might hook it up with the update to try to set it every frame, but you'll get a little more performance if you just set up start. Now, when we draw, you can't actually see it. We'll do the touch on start, brush on stop, brush off. That's all we really care about. And then the position is brush position. Now if we add a 3D object, like let's do a cube and let's just like rotate the cube a bit in a couple different dimensions so we can see multiple sides of it. Now we'll need a material, and we can go with PBR, I guess. Make sure that the cube has the PBR attached. And then on the PBR, we'll actually use this texture. Actually, I think we could just set this texture without the render texture step, now that I think about it. Unless there's any other transformations you want to do in that render texture step, which you might want to do. So as you can see right off the bat, it becomes this like gray. But if I paint on the screen, you'll see my painting happening on this cube. Now, since it's the built-in cube, the UV map for it is going to be pretty boring. As you can see, my tiny brush that's only 0.1 in size is covering a pretty large chunk of this cube when I paint. So that means that it's pretty magnified. That would be the type of thing where you might be able to do something with the render texture, or you could change the UV controls here, which it'll just mirror them at this point. But if you wanted to set this to like 5 and 5, then the brush strokes, there'll be 5 brush strokes, but they'll be closer to the right size. And so that's one way to draw on an object. It's not going to be easy because you're converting from drawing on a 2D space to drawing on it, mapping that to a 3D object. So the biggest part that you need is a really good UV map. And then you might also need to do some other very complex math to calculate like which part of the object is facing towards the camera, and things like that. So to make it work perfectly, it's going to be really hard. To make it work kind of like this, this is how you do it. Yeah, I would say your biggest thing is you're going to want to make sure the UV map on your object when you export it is mapped so that every part of the screen is mapped to some face of the object as well. Yeah, and oh yeah, one other last thing. If you're going to draw on some object like that, I would actually just put the object, make it so that it can't turn while you're drawing on it, and just do like a straight up projection for the UVs across it. So then it will be mapped 1-to-1 with the screen. And then after the user's done drawing on it, then you can like move it around and they'll see their drawing on it. That would be the easiest way to make sure that it doesn't, you don't have to deal with all kinds of different transforms and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing because we have a really good example from our ambassador, Paula. And she created an effect where you could draw on the screen and it will directly reflect on a sunglass or a bag. And it's seriously one of my favorite effects. Let me see if I can pull that up. But in the meantime, we got a question from Haley saying, is it possible to integrate a normal texture into a custom material? Any values that come from the sample 2D texture doesn't seem to connect to the world normal input.
Oh, we have the standard PBR node, which this in itself is kind of like allowing you to create a PBR material inside of Material Editor, to where it's almost like this is one big subgraph that does the whole shader, and then you can plug in these different things that you want, like the normal map. You could sample it and put that in here, and I think that would be pretty much everything you want, because that's how you use a normal map normally, is you're just sampling it and putting it in to the shader. Yeah, I think that answers the question. I think that's all, right? Or did I skip over something?
Is it possible to integrate a normal texture into a custom material?
Yeah, here, actually, I'll do the other steps. So you would create a parameter, right? So you would have your texture 2D. I don't know if this is a convention or if I just made this up when I was making video games alone and nobody told me it's not. But I was just like appended my texture. Your texture always matches with a normal map, right? Or a normal map usually always matches with a texture. They're usually paired up. So I would just like have it use the same name, underscore, I just used nmap, but you can use whatever you want. So then you take this texture in, you would do sample texture 2D. And if you didn't want to do this parameter step and you're only using this material for one thing and you don't need it to be reusable, you can always just select it here as well and select your normal map. But the benefit of having this parameter is that you can just duplicate the material and use it with other textures. So you just want the RGB. You don't need the RGBA, I think. You can put it into the normal, and then you can plug this in. And this will create a standard PBR where you're using that normal texture. And so because it's a custom material, you can do all kinds of transformations here or in the UV. You probably want to plug in texture coordinate to the UVs, for instance. And then, yeah, so this will be a great starting point for you to kind of make a PBR with a normal material, a normal texture, and like do whatever transformations to the normal you want. Yeah.
Personally, for me, I've been trying to learn more about Material Editor, but every time I feel like it's a little intimidating, but I absolutely admire you, Haley, for plunging into the world of Material Editor, trying to figure things out. We'll make sure to have more learning resources or lives like this so that we can help address your questions. But in order to do that, I need to know like what kind of things would you like what kind of tutorials would you like, what kind of learning resources do you think is missing? So if you're in the chat and if you have any ideas for like, oh, I wish we had this tutorial, either put it in this chat or go to the Discord section under live Effect House Live and always leave a recommendation like, hey, I don't know how to do this, but I would love a tutorial about this. So please let us know. We really want to help you to make sure that you guys get the best education as possible. Okay.
Speaking of materials, this is a bonus thing that I wanted to share.
Ooh.
Oh, somebody's jamming out in their car by my window. So this is not talked about in the learning guides or in the video. So this is a Tuesday Live exclusive. Here is the material that we render the flower with in Garden Guardian. You might have thought it was a PNG sequence, but I wanted to really show you guys what's possible with just 2D assets, because it really looks like a 3D model moving on its own or something. And some of the key parts that we have here are this rotate around subgraph that I made. It allows you to define a pivot point, and then the input point is just the texture coordinate. And so for every pixel on the screen rendering this, it's going to be rotating around this pivot point on the screen by this amount of degrees. And so that amount of degrees is just controlled by a timer with a sine wave. So it's swaying back and forth, changing the amount of degrees. And then the way that it doesn't look, very static and rigid is because we're using a lerp node with a smooth step. And this is just calculating how far the pixel is away from the pixel pivot. So if you're very close to the pixel pivot, then you're not moving very much at all. But if you're very far away, you're moving a lot more. And then we're basically masking out which pixels can move in this way. It's also clipping those. With our smooth step, we're clipping between 0.27 and 0.6 on the y-axis. So like the pot is below that 0.27. So none of those pixels are going to move at all. And anything above 0.6 is going to fully move without like bending at all. So this is like a little complex and a little technical and mathy, but I wanted to show you what's possible to like animate something without having to actually create a PNG sequence. And feel free to reuse this as much as you want. This is just as much a reusable asset as any other subgraph. Yeah.
I personally think this is really awesome because, in order to increase the quality of the effect, it's so nice if you have like a little small animation to make it show that like it's not static. But if you wanted to make them animate, you either have to use a lot of like transit by time in Effect House, or like animate it in Blender and other software and bring it in. The thing you need is just like a little movement. But for things like this, without ever leaving Effect House, if you have that, they're gonna make a little like nice swaying motion, and you don't even have to like manually animate it. So I feel like things like this is what takes an effect to the next level. So thank you for sharing this, August. And if you just want to get this effect without knowing all the mechanics, this is available in microjam, so you can go to that one and steal all of the ideas and notes. So look into it. Use the newest microjam project. Okay, we have a follow-up question from Haley Kapaz regarding this. Haley's saying, so theoretically, does that mean we could multiple the normal map, textures, normals, warp it, edit it, and then use that?
I'm not sure what you would consider editing it. But
But you can definitely multiply different normal maps. I think that
yeah,
is one of the ways that you actually create a wave-like material editor. Like you get a noise coming this way, and then you get a noise coming this way, and you just multiply it so it gives an illusion that there's water and it's like moving, but it's actually just multiplication. Surprise, surprise. Some shader
yeah,
math.
yeah. That's a great use case for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like a very simplified like water shader of like in the background or something. Yeah, we could apply it to a cube and see how that works if you want.
Ooh, are we making a water shader?
Not quite. Water shaders,
Difficult.
maybe. I think you can make a whole range of water shaders. I mean, look at some of the can I say Unity's Unity 5 water shader. It was kind of just a few different layers of some different like colors from like a ramp. It wasn't that complicated, honestly, but it looked pretty good for cartoony games. So there's a whole range of water shaders that you could have. But if you want if you want shape of water, that's going to be hard. Okay. So the normal map here, we'll just keep the albedo 111, and then our normal map, like you mentioned, could be noise. I'm not exactly sure how this will look, because if you've ever seen a normal map, it kind of has this kind of purple, pinkish blue, and that's because the sort of the patterns are written in these like R and RGB like things. So yeah, let's just try. We can do a cast. Here's what I like to do actually. If you have three values, three different noises, rather than casting them all into one. And then we'll do an append 3. Then you can adjust the noises to be at different scales and stuff. I don't know how much you've messed with noises and shaders, but this Voronoi noise, they all just give you different kinds of noise. So if you want to try a different noise, I'd recommend just playing with some different ones. And then let's go with screen. Actually, let's go with texture coordinate. Well, screen, yeah, probably texture. Depends on what you need. I was just thinking screen would be more continuous if the UVs are bad, but it will still be happening in screen space. So yeah, let's do a sphere. And then we'll make sure this sphere has our new shader, our new material, I mean, empty material. And then we'll add timer, which is just sort of like a get time. And then we'll do it. Oops, not append. Oh, what does append even do? Okay, so we'll put the time here, and we could also multiply this if we need. Oh, sorry, the offset is just here. I think this would mean that it's all the same. Like the X, Y, and Z will always be the same, which I think will look fine. So we can't really see anything currently. Is there anything else I need to do? We can change the scales here. Oops. Oh, God. Okay, we can see it moving a little bit now. I think in the, yeah, sometimes with Material Editor, you actually do have to edit things or hit compile or hit restart in the preview window, I've noticed. But now you can see the normal map is changing. Because of the nature of normal maps, you're still going to see this edge, this sharp edge here. So it won't actually, a lot of times it won't actually look like things are moving around. So I think you need a much smaller scale for it to look any kind of realistic. We'll just add in some smaller scales here. 0.3, 0.3. This one we'll just do 0.1. But I'm not sure that's everything. Interesting. Maybe I should have gone the other way. Here, let's look this up so it's easier. We'll just make them all the same. Okay. So if we change them to 10, yeah, if we change it to a high number, it's like the movement isn't noticeable, I guess. So maybe we just needed a restart here. Compile and restart. Well, the object is kind of not large enough, but this is what you would do. I mean, scale. Should we try to make it look different and more interesting? We're just kind of adding a normal map to a white sphere. So I'm not actually sure 100% how it should look, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Click compile, click restart.
Maybe it's not showing so well because there's no contrast. Should we put like an image of you or your face on the UV so you can see where it's popping in and out?
Yeah, sure. Let's add a texture. And then we will add this as the albedo. Then we can add this as the camera input texture. And then I think texture coordinate would be best. So you can kind of see it a little better based on the way that there's like shines, like a ray of light going across it. I think maybe what we need, let's just set the scale to 1.
This is actually so funny.
We can also make the sphere a little bigger to make it easier to look at too. Yeah, I almost feel like I'm forgetting some part of the Maybe the timer, maybe multiply the timer, honestly. Maybe it's the time isn't changing enough. We'll just say about 10. And we can yeah, and the purpose of having these multiple noise is that you could set them to different time offsets, different scales, different things if you wanted different noise. But I'm kind of setting them all to the same thing right now. Yeah, it's interesting. It almost like it at one point it was definitely seemed like it was moving. But now the noise seems to be just kind of static. Let's see. If we take a look around the back. But yeah, if you can see where the light, it seems like there's like light shining differently. That is the normal map. I just, for some reason, don't see it moving with time. Okay. And it might be partially because this, I don't know what the UVs of this sphere really are, but they seem to be pretty stretched for the center of the screen. No, it seems to be pretty one-to-one mapped, actually. Yeah, I don't think there's much. Yeah, this should be giving us here. I kind of want to see what this looks like. So that's what it looks like. So potentially it's just the fact that it's giving us just black and white instead of the true RGB. So trying to generate our own, I think we have to understand how a normal map looks and what the color values actually mean. Which I can't remember right now off the top of my head, like what color, what RGB like maps to. Like is it X deformation, Y deformation? So I think it's just the fact that we're just going back and forth between black and white, and they're moving what looks like too fast now. But it might be just like such a slight difference that it's like unnoticeable. To be fair, I don't see that reflecting in the in this at all. What if we turn roughness all the way down? Oh no. Why is there by default a reflection image? 0 metallic, 0 roughness. Opacity is set to 1. Okay. I think we need something else for that. Yeah, I don't think we should get too stuck on this though. I think generating a normal map, maybe we should create a subgraph for that. Because the black and white is probably not going to do much for a normal map. What do you think, Celine?
Do we want to get back to this?
Potentially. I would say this is an answer if you have like a subgraph that converts a black and white map to a normal map. Yeah. That seems like a whole thing. That could be. I just don't want to promise that we'll just spit that out because it might be hard. It might be hard. It might be easy. It might be hard.
But I like the idea, you being able to put like a black and white layer and then just use that as normal. So we'll wreck our brains. We can't promise you when it will be done by, but I think it's a fun idea. Also, I've added a cat cam, so while you see August struggle and try to birth a brain baby, you guys can also see my cats. But speaking of, I wanted to show you guys the effect that I was talking about earlier about how you can personally use this effect by Paula Casado. We were talking about how you can draw and make your UV map and then have it so that it applies and you can try it on. So this is one of our colleagues trying out this amazing effect. She's designing this awesome rainbow sunglasses with stars on the side, and look, you can try it out. I think this effect is absolutely amazing, so we'll try it out together. Ooh, which one should I design? I like the bucket hat.
That's really cool. So she's got the UV map, an outline of the UV map laid out so that you can draw over the UV map, and then it appears on the actual 3D object. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Guys, do you guys want to know my sneak peek Samsung hack? Is that my phone, if you press on the button right here, actually comes with a pen. So whenever I see those challenges on TikTok where like, can you write cursive? And I'm like, yeah, because I'm writing with my pen. It's so easy.
Oh my God, that's the secret. I
Don't
thought,
tell anybody the secret, but that's how I have perfect handwriting on the TikTok effects.
wow. I was just like, dang, her fingertips must be so pointy.
This is so funny. You can even select different kinds of shapes. This is amazing, Paula. I saw you on the TikTok live earlier. I don't know if you're still here, but thank you for creating this awesome effect. This is my hat, and let's try it on. Oh, this is actually so adorable. I would buy this. Oh no, my cats are making an absolute mess. But I also wanted to try out the effects that you guys have added to the Effect House live channel. So I'm going to try this effect by Spiderbug. It's from Haley Kappas, and she is in the live today with us. Hi, Haley. Thank you so much for joining. I saw that you were in the accelerator call as well. Love the dedication. Here, let me click on the thing. Ta-da! This effect is by Haley. This is perfect for Halloween. Ooh. Okay, next up, we have an effect by Natalia. She is saying this is the Thing Jump Game. Come back to the create. Oh no, it's because I still have this going on. Let me go back. This looks really professional. Move your head to avoid falling. Tap the screen to start the game, okay? Oh! What? Natalie, how did you make this? No! I got this. No, let me go. I really love the attention to detail, like this background, the stained glass looking background. This is from the rooms of Wednesday and Enid. So I love the attention to detail. This is amazing. Thank you, Natalie, for making such an effect. Oh, this is from Melody, who is our interactive engineer. She makes a lot of templates. She hosts template hours as well. Check out my new Halloween effect that is inspired by the ancient Chinese zombie. Oh, this is using Raycast, everyone. Oh my gosh, I gotta remember to quit my thing before. Ta-da! This is the last night to guard the zombies. She even has a fun narrative. Oh no, use your fingers to move it. This effect is really well done by. Why isn't he dying? Oh, you have to tap on it as well, I think. Ah! I am dead. I am dead. This is okay. This is Devil Laser on TikTok. I remember August had a similar laser effect as well. That
Peeper beams.
that tracks your pupils. That was really awesome. August, share your secret. How did you make it trace your pupils?
So basically, if you know how to use the avatar drive result, I was combining the I look up, I look down, I look left, I look right to average what direction the eye was looking. And then I mapped that for if the player's head was turned to the right, left, up, and down. And then I was kind of like normalizing between those 4 sets of points and interpolating which sets of points were closest to which way your head was rotated, and then using the eye direction. But it's different for everyone. Everybody has different faces, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a little hard.
Think so, but I absolutely love that effect. We didn't really get to AR camera raycast, but I have the project file that Melody created. She's using a bunch of different math nodes to create the AR back camera raycast effect. I'll put that in our live Discord channel where you just saw me try out all those effects. So if you want us to try your effect during the live, be sure to go to the channel and check it out. I'll also put the project files there. So there are now 2 reasons on why you should go. Thank you, Haley, for saying the cat cam is now your favorite part of office hours. I'll try to include them more often. But I think that's the end of office hours. Oh, Projo AR Effects has urgent request. Could August please kindly explain wait for frame subgraph quickly, please? August, do you have the time?
Yeah. Wait for frames is if I just go back to here. What is it? Oh yeah, we have a wait for seconds node, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing as the wait for seconds, except instead of waiting a certain amount of time, it's waiting for a certain number of frames to pass. So it's just using an update node with a counter to count frames before it decides, hey, it's been like 3 frames or something. So yeah, sometimes you want to wait for a number of seconds, like if you want to wait for an animation to finish. If it's running on a very slow device, it might be like this truck in the background. It might be like 2 or 3 frames pass for this whole animation if somebody's phone is running super slow. But if somebody's phone is running fast, it might be like 45 frames. So you want to use wait for seconds for like an animation. Other times, you just are trying to do some setup logic, and it's like you just want to make sure that your setup logic is finished. So you're like, okay, I'm going to initialize this stuff, and then I want to initialize this other stuff. So you can say like everything this frame is happening here, and then use a wait for frames for like 1 frame, and then that will happen on the next one. So it's a way to like order what you're setting up, or if you know that you have some other visual scripting logic you have to wait for. Yeah. Wow, the trash trucks are late today.
Yeah, I know. It's usually around in the middle of the office hours, but it's around the time we end now.
Getting all stuck up on that Halloween trash.
I guess a lot of people partied and there's so much trash now.
I hope you mean partied with candy corn and juice.
Candy corn and juice only.
Mother lets me have juice on Halloween.
I love this random bit that August goes into. Are you a Victorian era child?
I'm live right now, Mother.
But I think Projo was talking about a subgraph that involves wait for seconds.
Yeah, you want me to pull it in? I should add it to the asset library. Let me pull it in and we can see it side by side. I will say I use wait for seconds or wait for frames pretty often and a lot of effects. Um, but as you can see, yeah, it's just like instead of number of seconds, it's kind of weird. Wait for seconds. This input is called start, but really it should be called like duration or something. That seems a little strange. But yeah, mine is called frames because it's frames instead of seconds. Um, and it's basically the same thing. The on stay is nice. If you want something to happen during this, it's like a timer. It like yeah, the timer node is like the other one that people would use instead of wait for seconds. So it kind of has a little bit of both. Because I feel like these could basically be the same thing. They don't have to. Realistically, it would almost be unnecessary to have both of these, except there is one slight different function that made me beg for people not to merge them. So with wait for seconds, every time that you ping it while it's like the first time you ping it, if it's set to 10 seconds, if it's pinged again during that 10 seconds, it's not going to do anything different. It's going to still wait for its whole 10 seconds. On timer, if you ping it and it's set to 10 seconds, every time you ping the start, it restarts. So they're different in that way. And so I've found various uses for both. But yeah, this one, you could look at most microjams have a wait for frame. And also a lot of the templates that I've worked on also have this, like slash match. We want to set up all of the items on the page and then wait one frame and then set up the logic behind them. So there's actually stuff happening over the first 2 frames to initialize. I think that should answer all the questions.
Projo AR Filters says, haha, thanks, thank you. And Cal says, yo, how did August just switch to mother? Let me have candy. that is the iconic August sense of humor right there. Okay, guys, today was such a hectic live. But I am glad that you guys are all here. I hope you guys had fun. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a fantastic Halloween. And see you guys in the next lives. Bye, everyone.
See you guys. Thanks for watching.
Check out our Discord channel.